Do you have a DJI Osmo Pocket and a 3D printer? Well, in today's episode, I'm taking a look at solving one of the main problems I've had with my Osmo Pocket. How do I mount it on a GoPro mount? Hey everybody, this is Andrew from T is for Tech, and today I am trying to find a solution to one of the problems that I had with the Osmo Pocket. As I've been looking at it and reviewing it the last few days, DJI itself is supposed to be coming out with some gimbal accessories for the Pocket. Take a look at their site, and they have some sort of this holder here, this extension selfie holder, and it's got some sort of little mount on there, right? So that kind of clamps around the Osmo itself. And here you can see there's an accessory mount that goes around there. But from what I can see, you cannot get these yet. And even if you could get them, I'm sure it's not going to be cheap, right? They're going to probably charge $30, $40 for this dumb little accessory mount. So because I have a 3D printer, I was go to Thingiverse, my go-to, like, how do I fix something, or what? How do I find some cheap solution to this problem? And already, if you go to Thingiverse and do a search, there are 12 results for Osmo Pocket, just searches, right? So, and you can see they're all stands, some sort of tripod stands that people are trying to build. Pocket phone mount, tripod mount, tripod mount. But ideally, what I'd like to do is be able to mount this to some other GoPro mounts that I have, because I have a bunch of different things for GoPro. So I was taking a look at this one by T4 O'Brien. Looks like he just posted this a few days ago, and this looks similar to me to the Osmo, the DJI version, right? The kind of one that goes, it's like a clamp around the center of the device. And I like this because it's kind of like a C-shaped thing where the clamping power is done by the GoPro mount screw itself. So this actually looks like kind of what I would want. It has some holes for the LED and it looks like the microphone slot for the smartphone connector. So I'm going to actually take this and download this. I already downloaded it, and try to print this out and see how it ends up. So if I go over here and I use Cura, Ultimaker Cura, I have a Monoprice. I forgot the maker select something. I'd have to look up what 3D printer I have. But I'm gonna try to print this. So let's take a look at what does it look like. Okay, so yeah, so basically you can see it's just a just slides over the Osmo and then tightens up with the GoPro screw. It looks like I'll have to print this with support, just because if I'm looking on the inside here, see where the red is, that's gonna kind of overhangs right to the mount plate, or to the piece below. So I will build this with supports, just in a black PLA. And let me see, print support, generate support, sure. Support placement everywhere. I always build these on a raft also, just because I usually get some of the first layers get messed up if I don't have it generate a raft around that and start from there. I don't know, sometimes I just have issues with it sticking, and then the bottom of the print usually gets goofed up. So alright, I'm going to do this. It says it's going to take 42 minutes to print. Okay, for whatever reason, the SD card was write protected. It had the little switch flipped. Okay, all right, so let's eject this. And at this point, I'm going to stop the screen recording because I'm going to jump over to make the print, and I'll be back once the print is done. So this is my 3D printer. As you can see, this is it's a Monoprice 3D printer. I've done some stuff. I've built some other pieces to this, also using the 3D printer to enhance itself. But this is just a black PLA, and as you can see, as I said, I usually print like a raft on the bottom, and that's what it's doing right now before it starts the actual GoPro mount print. So I will check back in a little bit to see how that's going. Following up on the video or the screen share I just was doing, this is the actual mount as it's printed. So as you can see, this is a C-strap sort of thing, and the PLA is pretty flexible. And this is where the GoPro mount will go, through here, and this band kind of goes around the Osmo Pocket, and it has enough of a slot for the smartphone adapter to go through, and then I don't know if you can see, there's a couple holes for the LED and the microphone. So let me get the Osmo Pocket, and I'll put it on and show you how this works. So this is the Pocket, and as you see, this kind of just will flex and slip over this. I should have went the other way there. And then just kind of grabs it like that. So you can see how this got it. And now I like this version better than some of the other ones I saw on Thingiverse, just because this pinches it really good, right? And it gives it a really good grip. Some of the other ones look like they just the Pocket just slipped in there, and I don't know how secure that would be or not. So this is just a Manfrotto little tripod here. I'll link to this in the description as well. And then there's a GoPro tripod mount on top. So this is just a standard mount that you can get for the GoPro. There's a tripod socket on the bottom, and it just screws in to the tripod mount on the Manfrotto, or any tabletop tripod that would work. That's that. And you can see this kind of curves back, and that's where we're going to want to mount this. So if you're going to put this in here like this. Oops. And then the Manfrotto, at least, you can push this little thing and you can turn this all over, right? And so you can get it pretty much vertical. Because of the angle of this, it will stay vertical. But then you could, position it all sorts of different ways here. So I have that like that. If I turn this on, then, and then there you go, right? So now it's mounted very securely to the tripod. One of the nice things about this tripod as well is that you can then use it more as kind of a blogging stick. And hold it, give it so that you can kind of use this more as a handheld thing. So if you spun this around to do the selfie mode, you can hold it this way and not necessarily need to grab the Osmo itself. So if you're looking for something for your Osmo and you don't want to wait for the official DJI accessories, this is a good option. And if you have a 3D printer, obviously. So if you have a 3D printer, you can easily make this. Like I said, it only took about 40 minutes to print, and I think this is going to work out really well. So, link in the description for the Manfrotto tabletop tripod, and also I'll link to the Thingiverse listing for this mount. Thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, please drop a comment below, and I'll see you next time.